This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitsky. We'll begin with news making national headlines. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo officially resigns. Governor Cuomo announced his resignation following sexual harassment allegations after New York's Attorney General released the results of an investigation involving at least 11 women. Cuomo has repeatedly denied those allegations, saying he's never intentionally showed any disrespect towards women. His decision will go into effect in 2 weeks. Cuomo still faces the possibility of criminal charges, with a number of prosecutors around the state moving to investigate him. Also making national headlines, the Senate has passed a $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill and a major victory for President Biden's agenda. 19 Republicans joined all 50 Democratic senators in supporting the bill, including Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. The bill includes more than $550 billion in new spending on roads, bridges, rails, ports, airports, and broadband. That bill now goes to the House. Well, here at home, one person is dead and 2 others are injured after an early morning crash. According to CHP, the head-on crash happened just after 5 a.m. on Highway 43, just south of Munzer Road and north of the I-5. The department says a Chevrolet was heading northbound when a separate Chevy was heading the opposite direction. The driver, traveling northbound, swerved to avoid a collision, but ended up overcorrecting, swerving right and directly into the path of the other car, crashing. The only passenger, a 48-year-old woman, was pronounced dead at the scene. Both drivers suffered minor injuries.
Doesn't appear to be alcohol or drugs involved. However, it's possible that fatigue played a factor in this role, so make sure when you're going to or from work, if you're tired, pull over, take a nap, rest up. Just try not to drive a vehicle when you're exhausted or tired.
Now, in your 17 Court Watch, the man accused of raping and murdering 13-year-old Patricia Alatorre appeared in court this morning. Now, 24-year-old Armando Cruz was scheduled for a preliminary hearing in which the judge will rule on whether media will be allowed inside the courtroom during his proceedings, but that has now been pushed back. Now, Cruz is accused of raping and killing the teenager last summer after driving to Kern County from Southern California. He's pleaded not guilty to his charges and faces the death penalty if convicted. Cruz is now set to return to court on October 22nd. And the Kern County Sheriff's Office needs your help in locating a missing 8-year-old. Now, Shamira Munns was last seen yesterday morning in the Mojave area with Felicia McWright. Police say McWright is African-American, 5'6", with black hair and brown eyes. She may be heading to California City or the Lancaster area with Munns. Now, Wright may be driving a small sedan. If you've seen Munns or McWright, call KCSO at 861-3110. Here at home, our cases continue to climb. Public Health reporting 210 new cases today, but no new deaths. Now, our overall average daily number of cases continues to skyrocket, with about 256 people testing positive each day. Our death toll shows 176 people are in the hospital with the virus. 32 are in the ICU. Both our hospitalizations and ICU numbers continue to go up. Now, as of yesterday, 43.5% of Kern County residents have received the vaccine. The good news is more Kern County residents are choosing to get their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. According to Public Health, in the past 3 weeks, there has been nearly a 54% increase in those wanting to get the shot. Well, new cases of COVID-19 in children continue to increase. According to the latest data from the American Academy of Pediatrics and the Children's Hospital Association, almost 94,000 new pediatric cases were reported last week. The experts say this is a continuing substantial increase. Nearly 72,000 new cases were reported the previous week. The report also shows that children represented 15% of the new weekly cases. As of August 5th, nearly 4.3 million children have tested positive for coronavirus since the pandemic first began.
Clinica Sierra Vista is now offering rapid COVID-19 testing and COVID-19 vaccinations. Call 833-278-4584 to make your appointment. But don't delay. Clinica Sierra Vista, putting patients first.
As more children across the nation test positive for COVID-19, the debate continues over whether kids should be required to wear masks in school. And today, 2 local districts prepare to take up the issue. The Panama Buena Vista Union School District and Rosedale Union School District boards will meet tonight to discuss masks in the classroom. The Panama Buena Vista meeting is expected to include a resolution from the Let Them Breathe campaign. They're asking the district to give students a choice on wearing masks at school. You may remember last week when they gave a similar presentation at the Kern High School District's board meeting, claiming masks can cause carbon dioxide poisoning, even though pediatricians across the nation say this is false and not backed by science. As it stands, students in California are required to wear masks while in school, but the Let Them Breathe movement has filed lawsuits against the state and Governor Newsom. The end goal, eliminate mask mandates in California schools. Now, we will have full coverage of tonight's meeting on 17 News at 11. Well, the COVID-19 pandemic has taken a mental health toll on kids and teens across the globe. Researchers in Canada conducted an analysis of nearly 30 studies, which include data from over 80,000 children. It shows 1 in 4 youth experienced symptoms of depression during the pandemic, and 1 in 5 had anxiety. That is 2 times higher than pre-pandemic estimates. Symptoms increased over time and were higher among girls and older children. Now, in education news, another backpack giveaway for kids in need will be held later this week. The Feed It Forward backpack giveaway takes place Friday at Jefferson Park. That's 801 Bernard Street. The event runs from 6 to 8 p.m. Backpacks will be given away on a first-come, first-served basis. There will also be free food, music, and games. And a reminder, KGET is teaming up with the Bakersfield Homeless Center for a backpack drive. We're asking for basic school supplies like backpacks, notebooks, pencils, as well as school clothes and underwear for boys, girls, and teens. You can drop off donations at our station at 22nd and L Streets or the Homeless Center on East Truxtun Avenue now through this Friday, August 13th. Well, after a year of distance learning, you probably are planning out what your child needs for the upcoming school year, but it may come with a hefty price tag. Now, according to the National Retail Federation's annual 2021 Back to School survey, it says families with children in grades K through 12 will dish out a whopping $848 on supplies, clothing, and electronics. But don't feel like you're going to have to give up your savings for the return of school. Now, there are ways you can budget and save money to make sure you stay on the right track. Rock suggests checking over the school supply list and figuring out what items kids can reuse from previous years. There are also several sites where parents can sell old clothing and other items to help recoup some money. For more tips, head to our website, kget.com. Well, the new school year is nearly upon us, and Kern Public Health wants to help parents get their kids mandatory vaccinations. They're hosting a series of vaccination events at the Kern County Fairgrounds. The first was held yesterday, but there are plenty of other chances. They'll be back out next Monday through Wednesday, August 16th through the 18th from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Then again, Thursday, August 19th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Friday, August 20th from 8 a.m. to noon. Public Health says this is a convenient, low-cost solution to getting needed vaccinations for students. They ask you to call ahead and make an appointment. Just call 321-3000. Well, the Fairchild Air Force Base is honoring a Bakersfield native and service member who lost his life while deployed in Kyrgyzstan. Now, the base is renaming their Airman Leadership School after Sergeant Herman Trey Mackey III. Mackey was killed back in May of 2013 when this KC-135 Stratotanker went down in the Kyrgyz Republic. He was assigned to the 93rd Air Refueling Squadron with Captain Mark Tyler Voss and Captain Victoria Pigany. All 3 lost their lives in the aircraft crash. Those closest to Mackey describe him as a leader by action, when someone who put others first. The institution will now be known as Sergeant Herman Mackey Airman Leadership School. All right, taking a look at what's happening tomorrow. You can eat some flapjacks, all for a good cause. The Cal State Bakersfield Athletics Club is teaming up with the Lions Club of Bakersfield to host a drive-through pancake breakfast to benefit the Bakersfield 911 Memorial and Bakersfield Fire Museum. It's tomorrow at the fire station at 21st and 8th Streets. The cost, just $5. It's all in an effort to raise funds ahead of the upcoming 20th anniversary ceremony of September 11th, 2001. wildfires continue to burn in Northern California, scorching many communities. Now, the Dixie Fire in Plumas County, north of Sacramento, has been burning for nearly a month. So far, it's burned nearly 500,000 acres, destroying more than 890 structures and damaging dozens more. More than 13,000 structures are still threatened. Officials say the fire is currently 25% contained. The Dixie Fire is now the second largest wildfire in California's history. And Governor Gavin Newsom has announced a state of emergency for a handful of Northern California counties as wildfires continue to grow. Trinity, Tehama, and Shasta counties are included. The Antelope and River fires, Fly and Tarmac, the Lava Fire, the Dixie, and the Beckworth Complex Fire have forced thousands of residents to evacuate and have burned hundreds of thousands of acres. And I think this is something we're seeing all across the state. In our 17 Business Watch, the number of job openings hit a record high in June. The Labor Department reported this morning that employers were looking to fill 10.1 million jobs in June. 6.7 million workers were hired in June, up from 6 million in May. The gap between openings and hiring suggests firms are struggling to find workers. There are several possible factors keeping some workers on the sideline, including lingering health concerns, difficulty finding childcare, and expanded federal jobless aid. In entertainment news, comedian Joe Coy is coming back to Bakersfield. He's bringing his Funny is Funny World Tour to the Mechanics Bank Arena on April 9th, 2022. But pre-sale tickets go on sale this Thursday at 10 a.m. Regular tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. Ticket prices range from $42 to $66 and are available at axs.com. And Saturday Night Live alum and comedian Rob Schneider is also coming to Bakersfield. The I Have Issues tour is slated for January 7th, 2022 at the Fox Theater. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at the box office.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.